Class education, it can firmly pride itself for being one of the most foremost academic institutions of the country that offer globally recognized international degrees in hotel management. The hugely popular events that they host, IIHM International Young Chef Olympiad.
As the last dish is plated, they can only wait till the evening for the verdict to be pronounced.
Malaysia!
IIHM as an institute has always been able to define its core objectives clearly over the years. It is an institution that has always worked towards causes that give back to the society. IIHM proudly and aptly calls them food soldiers, a dynamic group of students working tirelessly to ensure a hunger-free world.
Hotel management. Hotel.
Good evening and namaskar to all the lovely viewers who are watching me today in this live session. I, Tanya Gupta, live from IIHM Delhi studio, welcome each one of you today in this career seminar on one of the most exciting and lovely profession which you can join after 12th standard. And that is all about careers in hospitality. A lot of you must be thinking that after doing a hotel management course, you can only get into hotels. But that is not the fact. There is a lot more which you can explore after joining this course and after doing your 12th standard. So in next 1 hour, I will take you across to one of the core departments of the hotel, which is food and beverage service. And we will tell you about the career and the opportunities, about the career growth, and the different kind of opportunities you can expect being in food and beverage service. But before I move forward, I have an IIHM Delhi alumni, Mr. Sunil Kumar, who has joined me today all the way from Maldives to share some insights about this lovely profession, which is hospitality industry. He is a pass-out student of batch 2016-19. He is currently working as an assistant head sommelier at Intercontinental Resort, Maldives, and previous 2 years, he has worked as a wine guru at Anantara, Maldives. He worships his career as a sommelier and believes in continuous education and is a certified wine sommelier from WSET, which is Wine and Spirits Education Trust. Introductory at CMS, certified French wine scholar. His hunger for learning never stops. That helps him to stay confident wine enthusiast. A very, very warm welcome to you, Mr. Sunil Kumar. And it is our pleasure to have you today with us and to share your experience with all our lovely viewers out here today who is watching me and you on this career seminar platform. So a very warm welcome to you, Mr. Sunil.
Hi, I hope you can hear me, right?
All right. Sir, Mr. Sunil, can I please request you to kindly increase the volume?
Yeah, hi. Am I audible to you, right?
Yes, now you are. A very, very warm welcome to you, Mr. Sunil, and it is a great pleasure for each one of us out here today to have you with us and you being our super, super proud IIHM alumni.
Thank you so much. It's been a lovely introduction. I can't even imagine something better than this. It's been really lovely. I'm looking forward to seeing you or lots of new students coming and joining with me. So hopefully let's talk about something nice, how I get into this industry and all.
Right. My very first question to you is, how has your overall experience been in your college at IIHM?
To be very honest, when I started, I had whenever I go, wherever I go, I just always pre-plan my things. So when I joined in 2016, so before joining 2 months, I started preparing my education, like the basic. So when I entered in the college, I still remember my first day sitting at the back bench, looking at almost 500 students. So I knew this will be a great tough competition. in future. So from that very moment, but my teacher, I had really good teacher and good mentors like Mr. Ankit Gupta, Ms. Sonia Arya, and Mr. Arpit. And they are all like, they've been really, really great with me. Like they never asked me anything, something basic. They always used to push me so hard. So which helped me a lot to grow. They knew always, like they knew, okay, this guy have potential. They knew when, where, which person need to push. So that was the only moment and these things which helped me to grow faster. So that I can proudly say that I have the best experience with IHM. It's just because of IHM I've been here in Maldives. The learning and the all like I'm like frankly I will share my personal experience. I used to live with 6 roommates. They were all from IHM, Faridabad, like government colleges. And I have not seen even one person working within any good hotels because they are not interested to work because in India the market is so difficult at the moment. So but IHM I see all the alumni somewhere in Canada, so some in US and some in other good countries, Dubai, Maldives. So I can say very proudly that IHM has really good platform and it will be really great for future endeavors.
As you very rightly mentioned that it is always very, very important to have a right platform to make your career. And I'm sure a lot of all our students very, very believe in this thing that it is always very, very important to have a very, very strong foundation, because till the time you do not have a strong foundation, you will not be able to excel in your career, and you will not be able to get that right path and that right guidance. And it is a very a proud moment for each one of us here that our alumni, Mr. Sunil Kumar, who just graduated in 2019, is doing fantabulous in his career, and now he is in Maldives. So, Mr. Sunil, why don't you share your journey from IIHM to Maldives, and little bit about your journey and how did you start when you completed your 12th standard? So a little bit insight about that.
So it's a very funny story actually. I always wanted to be a doctor and I ended up becoming a wine doctor. I feel very happy about that. So the thing is when my father is a farmer, so I didn't have much money. So I decided let's choose something different and do something better. So because in doctor you have to spend a hell lot of money in India, that's very, very expensive. So I came to IIHM. After that, I finished my college in 2019. So I had almost 14 job offer letter in my hand, like all department from HR, purchase, sales, like every single department I had job offer. I had good hotel operational training from ITC, like good, one of the finest brand in Delhi and all over the North India. But I had one feeling like, even if I join any hotel industry, I had like my wine education as well with me, but I won't find any wine experience there because so what I did, I joined as a part-time this Marriott corporate sales associate in Gurgaon. I've been like for 3 months I was with them, and 3 months every single day I have applied almost 200, more than 200 jobs all over the world. Like I didn't leave any country behind. And the funny thing, one day I was just sitting at my break, half an hour break for tea, and I looked at the Facebook. I saw one post and I just applied it there. And I still, after within the 10 days I was in Maldives. So that's how my journey started to coming to Maldives. So I was here within 10 days. So it's really, really interesting journey. So if I first share my personal experience about the work and everything, the thing, everything is quite different. The hospitality is quite different in here. Like people are like comes with more lots of expectation. Same like Indian hospitality, they expect like much more better than that. So it's more diverse and you see people from all over the world. So that's the best thing about this place. So it's like mini paradise. You can have the best, like you won't find any crystal clear water in the world anywhere in the world. Like this, so beautiful, so mesmerizing to see this view. And I'm so lucky I'm working here. So it's like been a great journey so far.
So it is so lovely to hear you out today and to know how has your journey been with one of the most renowned college all across the globe, which is IIHM. I would like to tell to all my viewers who are watching this and who are listening to us today live. Mr. Sunil Kumar comes from a family background wherein his father is a farmer. So a son of a farmer who did not had enough money to complete his education or to have a better education, but his dedication and his passion to do something in his life made all of his dreams come true. And today, Mr. Sunil belongs to a place in like a place here in Faridabad. So from Faridabad, his home, to Iihm Delhi, and from Delhi, Iihm Delhi to Maldives. He has gone and he has been a part of this wonderful journey. And because of Iihm and because of this great foundation which he got, he is here now, he's there now in Maldives. And he is like super, super proud of it that he could make it and he could achieve. Like, so it's not about that from where you belong, which part of the city or which part of the country you belong to. If Mr. Sunil can do it from who used to live in Faridabad, then I'm sure a person who is staying even in Panipat, who is staying in Jalandhar, who is staying at any part of the world of India can make it to wherever you want to after joining this course. So a quick question to you, Mr. Sunil. So if you can share a little bit about like when it comes to Maldives, so if you can share a little bit about the career opportunity you can expect when it comes to Maldives as a working country. So what do you have to say about this?
Well, frankly, I would say there are like lots of opportunity. I wouldn't even know when I was in India, like there can be this kind of opportunity. There are like curators, hosts and butlers, and there are all kind of opportunities. Or there's a yoga, even there's a vacancies like yoga teacher or yoga instructor or a gym instructor that comes from hospitality background. A lot of students, they move, they shift their career, or there's a sales or separate, like everything is separate departmentalized there. So we don't have to think about all food and beverage front office or just kitchen, or they have a lot more departments to it. So there's a lot more opportunities which we can imagine. So I have seen people like all hospitality background. I've seen like Indian, like now I'm working with the property, that resort manager, Indian guy. So he's like who's holding one of the key position in the property, and he's also Indian, like Iihm background. So he's like, it's very, you'll find the best part about that, you'll meet like, I have friends all over the world, like I have like family now. I can proudly say that my mother feel always like, okay, someday you'll sell yourself, or what, you're selling your wine or yourself, I don't know. Like family all over the world. So like I have like now somewhere my grandparents in Switzerland, somewhere family in United States, like everywhere. It's the guest we meet every day, we make connections. It's this like networking we do, like the human networking is so necessary nowadays. I would say like now after 2 years after the COVID pandemic, the hospitality industry is completely changed. After 2 years, if you can't do the multitasking, okay, I'll tell you my personal experience. When 2000 last year, like 2020, like when after COVID we reopened the property. So from September until December, we worked day and night. Like I got only 3 days off. So every day I used to work 12 hours, 15 hours. So morning you have in breakfast operation, then lunch, you have wine service, then dinner, you have to take care of your wine sale, then you go do your inventories and everything. You get only 5 hours of sleep. So it will be a hectic job. It will be difficult. But my father says like, you are not here to give up. You are here to give your best. So you don't have to just give up. Like, it will be more opportunities. There'll be new challenges, but that's all learning. Because if when I went home, like after COVID 1 year working, I couldn't stay home for 2 months of it. It was like so boring for me. I couldn't do any job, because when you enter in the hotel industry, when you work, when you meet people, you enjoy, you taste the best food, taste the best wine. You won't find the same in any other industry. So I can proudly say that hospitality is one of the fastest booming and one of the very fine industry you would ever possibly join.
Yes, so it is so great to hear from you, Sunil. So, like what all insights you have shared with us till now, and how this industry is booming so much after this pandemic also. So, to all of you who are watching me today, trust me, this is the only industry which will never go away. So, till the mankind is eating food and traveling all across, this industry will never go away. And as Mr. Sunil very rightly mentioned, that after the pandemic also, this industry has really picked up, and after lifting up the lockdown also as well, this industry is booming. So a very last question to you, Mr. Sunil, that what message do you wish to give to the young aspirants who are looking forward to join the hospitality industry? What would you have to say? What do you want to say to all of them?
I would honestly say, like, it won't be an easy job. Like, it won't be in some, like, you just come and work. It won't be easy job in future. It will be very difficult. There'll be less job because people will be looking for multitasking. Okay, if you are a wine sommelier, you should know the bartending as well, because they won't wait. If guest is standing at you, you won't go and find a bartender to make a cocktail. You should know everything. So it's like, you should know the front office operation as well. So you can do multitasking. When there's no need of you in F&B, you can go and help other department as well. So you have to be multitasking. You don't have to give up. You have to give your heart, like, because it will be paid in future. But first 2 years are that little bit difficult for everyone. Once you settle in industry, then it becomes more easier. When you become more habitual, and it will be like, when I joined here, I was like so scared. First day, first day I cried also. Like, I couldn't see anything. That the far I can look, I can only see the water. It's only the water there. You can't see anything. I'm like, oh God, in India they say like kala pani ki saza. That's the thing. Like, okay, this is your punishment of doing hotel management. But I was, after a few days, like 1 week, 10 days, started getting better. Now I don't want to go anywhere. It's like my second home. So this will be like good thing. So I'm in paradise. There'll be a lot of colleagues. I'm talking to them. My batchmate, they are joining other properties as well soon enough. So I hope, so I'll see a lot of people around with me. So it's good to share experience, and anything I can be of help. You can always find me on anywhere on social media. I don't use much, but I will definitely respond to your text. Anyone can just ping me, or you can ask Sonia ma'am or Sunita ma'am, so I can help with anything.
Yeah, so surely people who are watching you out today live on our page and listening to this lovely session today, I'm sure that many of them will be going to their Facebook pages and will follow you definitely to understand and to make that connect with you, so that you in future can also help them once they get into this course, this industry, and whenever they come to Maldives and join your property, they can definitely be guided with the best. And also just wanted to know, from where did you do your industrial training, and how it helped you in your career till now?
Well, I did my industrial training from Pullman and Novotel New Delhi Aero City. So that was the finest place to do training in Delhi, because that's a 2 properties all together, and there's 600 rooms all. And I have one of the finest people working there. They have training manager, Miss Niti Lamba, still she's working there. They used to, and I work there in every, like, I work in mainly on front office, F&B and human resource. So I had, when I came out of the training, I had job offer from HR department or sales department, even purchase department I never worked with. They offered me a job. Okay, would like to come and join. So this, I won't say like there'll be only 4 departments. Like, I can say there will be purchase, marketing. They are back in a lot of department, revenues. They're different department which you can join. And they're very professional. They're very enthusiastic, and there's so much to it. So after finishing my training, I came back to college. I started my wine education further, and then here I am in this. So
Great. So it is so lovely to hear from from you, all of your, about all the experience which you had, right from your first year in IIHM Delhi to now till Maldives. Thank you so very much, Mr. Sunil Kumar, for taking out your precious time and sharing your experience with all our lovely viewers out here today. And I wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. May you grow, and get success wherever you go. All the very best for your upcoming journey.
You guys didn't tell me it's going to be live. I must have did some makeup or something. I should have looked something smarter, right? Yeah, but it's okay. Thank you so much for having me. It's been really great talking to you. Seeing Sonia ma'am, Sunita ma'am, our picture. It's been really good to see you guys. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you so very much for your valuable time. We really appreciate you, for taking out time and speaking to us today. Ladies and gentlemen, now let me take you to our IIHM Delhi restaurant, Illusion, where our expert, Mr. Arpit Arora, is patiently waiting for each one of you to take you on a tour of the restaurant, and where he's gonna discuss and let you know about what all careers you can get into after getting into food and beverage service department, and what all opportunities you can expect after doing this course and getting into this department. Over to you, Arpit sir.
Thank you so much, Tanya. And yes, my name is Arpit Arora. I'm the food and beverage faculty here in International Institute of Hotel Management. So here we teach our students about food and beverage service, which is one of the core departments of the hotel. Now, if you see here, this is our restaurant, which is basically not the restaurant, but it's a practical lab wherein we teach our students what are the code of conducts when it comes to serving the food and beverage into the restaurant, right? So we have the setup of all the tables and chairs. So what we do here is that we call our students in different batches. We call some students to sit as a guest, and we call some students to, we make them practice on the food and beverage service on the table. So they do part by part, and that is how they basically learn about the basics of the code of conduct in the restaurant, how it's supposed to be as according to the standards of a 5-star restaurant. So here we teach our student like this. So now if we talk about food and beverage, definitely we are talking about two different commodities. One is food, one is beverage. Now I would like to draw your attention, and I would like to inform you that on what level we are basically training our students when it comes to food, and what kind of training we are imparting in our students when it comes to beverages. Starting with the food, you all basically must have know about there are different types of food which has been served in the restaurants, particularly Indian cuisine, continental cuisine, Mexican cuisine, and you all must be aware about different dishes, prominent dishes such as pasta from Italian cuisine, noodles from the Chinese cuisine. So these are the general food which has altogether a very basic style of service. So it doesn't have required to do a very well professionalized service. But I would like to draw your attention towards a very specific food which I would show you here. This is basically caviar, right? So this is basically caviar, which is the eggs of the fish. Now this comes from a specific fish which is called sturgeon fish, which is from the Caspian Sea, right? So here we teach our students how to serve the caviar, what the caviar tastes like. Now when we talk about the caviar, it is basically one of the deluxe food we have. So if you see that this tin is basically costing around 35,000 rupees in an international market. So it is basically of 150 grams, right? If you check the price of this particular caviar, per portion of caviar in Leela Palace Chanakyapuri, one portion cost around 11,000 rupees per portion, which is of 30 grams. Right? So this is that kind of deluxe food which has been served in the hotels. Now we teach our students, we go up to that level that we teach our students not only how to serve, what is the right way to serve the caviar, but we also we make them taste the food, so that once they will attain the taste, they will understand the characteristics of that food. Only then they will be able to sell that food in the hotel when they are working as a professional in the hotels, right? Now there is a specific way to serve it. So this spoon, if you can see here, this is mother of pearl spoon, which is made up of the pearl material. Now if you put any kind of metallic spoon into the caviar, it basically reacts and it can spoil the caviar. But it requires a specific mother of pearl spoon to be served. So we also have this, and we teach our students that what is the right way to prepare the caviar and to serve the caviar to the guest, right? So this is the level of in terms of the food training we give to our students. We have the cheese board here, give training on the cheese, how to cut the cheese, how to shave the cheese, how to take the slice of the cheese. So all that require different types of tools and equipments which we have in our college, and we teach our students that when they get the cheese block, how to process that cheese block and how it should be served, what is the right way to serve the cheese to the guest, right? So this is basics about the food. Now I would like to draw your attention towards the beverage area, which is one of the most important and prominent area in my personal favorite area. So this is basically the bar. You can see here. If you can see here, so this is the bar here. Our students basically get training of how to prepare different types of mocktails, how to prepare different types of cocktails, and they basically practice cutting different types of garnishes. And we have kept some empty bottles here on the counter, if you can see here. So these empty bottles are basically, telling that all the brand names, what generally is being served in the hotel. So our students can actually take out the bottle, they can see out the label, they can learn from the bottles itself, rather than just, mugging the brand names from the books and mugging it up. They basically get to see the bottles and they read the labels. We basically give them training how to read the label of the spirit and how to read the label of the bottle. So this is what, on which level basically we're training. And then if you can come this side, so this is our rack where we keep the different types of glasswares, and it shows different types of glassware according to their capacity. So it is also mentioned so that the students can come, they can see what are the different types of glassware which are being used in the 5-star hotels. At the same time, they can also note down the capacity of an individual glass from the markations what we have did in that almirah, and accordingly they can learn that, right? So now if you can come here, so one wall is totally dedicated, and we have towards different types of maps. So here we basically, the students can come and understand like the different types of wine colors we have, like when we talk about the wines and the beverages. So they can learn from these pictures that what kind of different colors does the wine possess and what are the difference in these colors, right? Then we have some images which are there, like the images of the maps. So with this, like we teach our students the different wine regions of prominent countries such as France, such as Italy, right? So we actually teach them with the maps here in the restaurant. Yes, for with books it is very important, but yes, they basically learn from these maps right in the restaurant itself, right? If you can come here, now this is basically the map of the Champagne which you saw here. This is the map of the Scotland. So it basically talks about all the different single malts which comes from the Scotland region of the world, Scotland country. Right here you can see the Burgundy wine map, which is one of the most prominent wine map in the world, wine region of the world, and most expensive wines, white wines and red wines comes from this particular region. Here our student can see that different different elements of food and wine pairing, that which kind of wine can go well with which kind of food. And now if you can see here all the material related to the crockery we have kept here along with their names, so that the students can come and they can see and they can particularly understand the difference between different types of crockery, and their names are also being mentioned here, so which will help the students generally to understand the difference between different types of crockery. Right now we come here and I'll explain you that what kind of things what we do to teach our students in terms of as far as the table layout is concerned. So here the students basically do all that practice of laying the table as per the 5-star standards. So this is what like it has been practiced by the students. So I've just kept it like this so that to show you. So this is all basically been done by the students. We direct them, we mentor them, we tell them, we train them that how how to lay out the table as per the 5-star standards, right? So they learn and they practice doing that here. Yeah. So now I will also draw your attention towards our very specific beverage, which is basically the wines. And I would like to introduce one of my second-year student, Ishpreet, who will basically talk about her learning experience on wine training, what she is doing right now. So Ishpreet, please.
Thank you, sir. Greetings, everyone. My name is Ishpreet Aliwala. I'm a second-year student at Iihm Delhi. So I will be telling you about my knowledge on the most important beverage sector in F&B, that is wine. Wine, as a basic definition, it is basically a fermentation of grape juice. But this one-liner has created tons and tons of wine. As you can see behind me, there is a collection of all the brands around the world. We have brands from France and Australia. We have obviously wines from France. A fun fact about France is that champagne, which is basically the sparkling wine, it is only produced in the region of France that is Champagne. Now, I would be telling you about the wine tasting that happens at our college. We are basically given this piece of paper in which there is a lot of information about how the wine appears, how how it smells, how its taste is on the palate, and its conclusions. This is the set that we are given, and with reference to this, we maintain our notes. We taste it with different food palettes like salt, acidic, umami, and we make notes according to that. Now, from this, you can actually see that I won't be trying a Sauvignon Blanc with an umami flavor. Now, with this, I would hand it over to the expert himself at the coordinator. Thank you.
Yes. Hi. So yes, so this was the learning experience of one of our students. Now I would like to draw your attention that what else we do in terms of as far as the food and beverage screening is concerned. So over here, if you can see, so this is basically a Gurda trolley, which is generally you can find in the hotels. Like this is basically a trolley which has a certain specific kind of raw material of the food, and the concept of this Gurda is that half cooked food has been taken by the kitchen from the kitchen, and then it has been fully cooked right in front of the guest, right? So this is a trolley which can move around in the restaurant, and it can go towards the table to the guest table, and then we can, according to the guest preference, we can cook the food, and then we can serve the guest according to their preference, right? So today I will be making one dish for you. This is basically a dish which is called the banana foster, which is a dessert, and it involves a very specific technique which is called flambing, right? So flambing is basically when you create the flames in the pan. So this basically happens because this is the very basic thing, that if you are cooking something inside the restaurant and you're creating flames, so this is basically draws the attention of the guest. This basically helps in increasing the revenue. This basically increase the sales of that particular product, because people, when they drawn to yourself for the attention, when they see the flames, it tempts them to order that particular dish. So this is basically the strategy which has been implemented in different 5-star hotels. So today I'm going to make the banana foster. I'll show you that how the flambe service is being conducted. So here, if you can see in the pan, there is some liquid. This is nothing but some dissolved sugar in the butter. So we basically take some butter, we heat some butter in the pan, and then we dissolve some brown sugar into this and just add around 20 ml of orange juice to make it as thick sauce, right? And then, as we say that, as I've said that we are making banana foster, so we have just very specific ingredient here which goes very well with this particular dish, which is called banana liqueur. It is definitely alcoholic, and it basically contains very prominent flavor of banana. So there is some fraction of banana liqueur which goes in that sauce, which basically accentuates the taste of the dish. So here I will be putting some banana liqueur here in the sauce, and I'll just make that sauce keep on it keeps on heating up, and I'll just wait for the moment when it get a little bit thicker. So it needs to be a little bit thicker, not the running style. So in boiling, so basically, what happens is, when you cook the sauce and to make it thicker, it basically helps in concentrating the flavors, right? So that is very important, because we have added caramelized sugar here. It is a butter which is as a fat medium we have added, and then we have added sugar, and we have caramelized that sugar. We have added orange juice, and then the banana liquor. Now all those flavors from the orange juice, the caramelized sugar, and the banana liquor are actually getting concentrated there, right? Next, what we do is, so this is basically the serving gear. This is known as the serving gear. So whatever we do in our restaurant, we don't do anything with the ladles as we do in a kitchen. But when it comes to showmanship, we do with the serving gear, right? So what we'll do is we'll take the banana, which is half cut, and then we'll just put it in the pan. Now we just need to toss this banana a little bit in this pan. So now we need to just toss this banana into this pan and just spread this sauce over on top of this banana so that this bananas should be properly coated with this sauce, and it will basically get all that flavor, concentrated flavors of the sauce which is there. So this is very amazing dish, amazing dessert. I'm sure, like, you must be knowing that bananas are very rich in potassium, and also it has the elements of orange juice, which basically provides the citrusy flavor in this particular dish, and along with some caramelized brown sugar, it adds on to value of caramel flavor into this dish. And then finally, once we actually see that the bananas are coated, now we do one thing, that what we'll do is we'll just add some brandy to create the flames, right? Now there is a specific way how we should actually do that, right? We open our bottle, and this is basically called the sauce boat. So we just pour some brandy the sauce boat like this. And then we need to just heat that brandy a little bit. We need to just heat this brandy a little bit. Then it will actually help in creating more good flames, right? Once, just a little bit, it should be at least warm. Then what we do is we take the pan towards ourselves, away from the flames, and we just put the brandy right there, and then we just have to show this to the flames. So this is how we create the flames like this. Can you see this? Now these flames basically draws the attention of the guest. At the same time, it basically imparts the smoky flavor into this dish. You can see it's still there, and it basically imparted nice smoky flavor into this dish. At the same time, it basically helps in drawing the attention. Don't worry about that. This brandy will not be giving much flavor in this. All the alcohol is already been evaporated. Right now, it is left with some nice aromatic characteristics of the brandy, along with some citriness of the orange, and a nice flavor of banana liqueur, along with good, nice ripe bananas. So with this, what we can do is now we just can plate this. Just keep the plate here. Then we'll just be plating this dish. Now we will just give a nice garnish of cinnamon powder here, right? So we'll just garnish it with a little bit of cinnamon powder. And then just with the help of cloth, we just wipe a little bit from the rims so that it should look lovely. So this is banana posters. Okay. Now, so this was the Gurda service, which, there are many different dishes which we can prepare in here. But today, as the time says, so I've just made just one dessert item for you. And now when we talk about food and beverage service industry, so it's a very big industry. and you have numerous different options to join, to enter into different areas of food and beverage service. Starting with the hotel industry, yes, definitely hotel industry have a big requirement for the professionals for food and beverage service. As I talked about hotels. So hotels generally have different type of restaurants, coffee shop restaurants, specialty restaurants. So in all that areas, they are the requirement of the people to work. So they can actually, join as a management trainee, and they can actually become a manager in these restaurants in a 5-star hotels. And as you see that one of our alumni student who is, who is working in Maldives. So there are hotels in different exotic locations. There are hotels in different luxury properties in different areas, and then there are business hotels. So you go anywhere, there are very good 5-star hotels you can see right now, and there is basically good opportunity for the students to join food and beverage service industry in the hotels across different types of hotels, luxury, heritage properties, and business properties. One is that you can enter into the management part of the food and beverage, wherein you will become a manager, and you will be managing the entire food and beverage outlet under you. Second is that you can even become a wine sommelier. So that is basically a very specific job, which is basically mainly to do with the wines, right? So the job of the sommelier is to suggest the wines to increase the sales of the wine. And all the wine list, which is of the 5-star hotel, basically is maintained and managed and maintained by a wine sommelier, which you have saw that one of our alumni, Sunil, is actually working as a wine sommelier in Hilton Maldives. So his job is primarily taking care of the wine list, and his job is to suggest wine. So wine is basically one of the kind beverage, which basically can start in a 5-star hotel, from a price tag of 8,000 to 10,000. It can go to 25,000, 50,000, 80,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh rupees, and it can fetch up to 10 lakh rupees a bottle also. So this is basically a very simplified sale, wherein, in order to sell a bottle of red wine of 2 lakh rupees, you just need to suggest the guest. If the guest okays it, then you just need to serve it, and then you can, increase the revenue of your restaurant by 2 lakh rupees, right? So wine sommelier is one of the opportunity which you can get. Become a manager in the 5-star hotel you can go for, and then you must be knowing about the cruise ships. So in cruise ships, again, like the hotels, there are multi-speciality restaurants which are there in the luxury cruise, wherein you can go apply and you can work in a food and beverage department in the cruise ships. And like the cruise ships, they're basically a specific kind of job which is basically related to leisure. So what happens is that all the big Uzu, the CEOs of the companies, many people, many big businessmen have their own personal yachts in the areas like Singapore or Dubai, in the coastal areas. So you can actually work in those private yachts, their luxury yachts for them, and you can explore your career from that. And then you can enter into the airlines. So airlines also have food and beverage catering for the passengers who are traveling from the airlines. So you can actually find your career in the airlines to become a food and beverage manager, such as like Emirates or Etihad Airways. They generally have people who have a good experience in working in the hotels in food and beverage department, and they hire them as a food and beverage manager for their flights, right? And then you can even work in flight catering, ground staff, flight catering basically. Then you have numerous options of working in different standalone restaurants, because now food and beverage industry is not only concentrated in the 5-star hotels, but it is expanded in different dimensions, such as standalone restaurants. And these days, across country, across the world, we have many different examples of standalone restaurants, such as Michelin star restaurants, which are doing very well as compared to even 5-star hotel restaurants. They are doing very well, and they have very high standards also. So you go to any good city, any good metropolitan city, you will find different brands of or different brands of these kind of standalone restaurants. Such as if you talk about Delhi NCR or India, many such kind of standalone restaurants like TGIF, thank God it's Friday, Punjab Grill and all, which is owned by Mr. Zorawar Kalra. So these are basically the standalone restaurants where you can work as a restaurant manager. Like you can start your career maybe as a supervisor or assistant manager, and then you can become a restaurant manager and one day general manager of that entire restaurant chain. Then you can find a job very well in the restaurants of the different segments, such as fast food restaurants. such as Pizza Hut, McDonald's. So these companies also want people from the hotel management background, or like from the hotel management degree, and they actually make them as they take them as a management trainees, right? And in these restaurants, all those in the restaurants like Pizza Hut and McDonald's, it is not highly professionalized job as compared to five-star hotel, as compared to serving as a five-star hotel. But yes, it is also food and beverage establishment, which basically having a restaurant, and the food and beverage service do happen in these restaurants as well. So they require people from that hotel management mindset, which can perform as a manager and which can perform very well, and to grow their restaurant chain. And then definitely you can actually identify the work in the shopping malls. You can find the work in the hospitals. In the hospital caterings also, there is a very big prospect. Railway catering is one of the very leading industry, because we all know that in railway also the catering is one of the very big thing and very much required thing. A lot of people travel through trains, and everyone require the food and beverage and the service of the food and beverage. So you can find your career in the railway catering as well. So there are numerous options like this in the entire world, where you can look forward and you can make your career in food and beverage, because this is something which is the very important and required and necessity commodity for the mankind. Without food and beverage, you can't actually live. And if you have money, you can choose to spend that money for acquiring the luxury food, for the luxury food and the luxury wine. But at least in the basic level also, everybody basically requires the food and beverage. It is a part of everybody's life. So this industry is recession-proof industry, and we have seen that in Corona times, that even if like the entire country was under the lockdown, still there was a takeaway restaurants which were running. There are many people who don't know the skills of cooking, so they have to rely on someone who can cater the food to them every day. So there are so many numerous options for the food and beverage industry. You can explore through. So this is basically from my side. My name is Arpit Arora, and I was presenting this food and beverage service department at IIHM along with my second year student Ishpreet. So thank you very much from our side, and I hope we have managed to clear all your doubts, and we have managed to spread the right information about our food and beverage department, right? Over to Tanya. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Arpit sir, for giving such a lovely tour of the restaurant. So, and sharing all the career opportunities and the career growth which a person getting into food and beverage service can expect. And I wanted to let all of you know. So now you just saw an IIHM Delhi restaurant. So you can compare this classroom with your school classroom. So this is what, and this is how IIHM classes looks like. Okay, so here, this is the classroom, this is our practical lab, wherein all our students get hands-on experience when they get into food and beverage service department. So as Mr. Arpit Arora very rightly said, that you can get into different career opportunities, like this careers. Like it is not only limited to hotels, but you can even open up your own restaurant. You can get into bakery. You can become a wine sommelier. You can become a bartender. So wine sommelier is a person whose job is to sit in the vineyards and to taste the wine and tell whether the wine is to be bottled, not bottled, whether it needs to be matured, not matured. So it's like a particular wine takes around 5 years, 6 years, 20 years, 25 years, 50 years, and even 100 years. So he is the person who decides whether the wine is ready to be exported to the rest of the world or not. You can even get into catering management. You can even get into event management. So all of you must have seen the kind of IIFA awards which we see, like every year there are IIFA awards which are conducted. So who conducts that? It is the event management companies like Wizcraft who conducts that IIFA award. So for us to watch that show, it is just of 3 hours, but that entire show takes almost 10 to 12 days for making it live to the viewers who watch and who get entertained every year. So apart from this, you can even get into travel and tourism. You can get into cruise lines. as Mr. Arpit very rightly said, that cruise lines is again one of the very, very amazing career which you can explore. So it's like these are very big international, these are very big ships which run on the international waters. So you can be there in the cruise line, you'll be able to roam and to explore the entire world within not less than like 5 to 6 years. But that is again a very, very good opportunity which you can go for. You can get into oil rigs, you can get into mall management, you can get into facility management, you can even open up your own cloud kitchens, you can even get into hospitals, you can even get into aviations. So when it comes to aviations, you can work as a ground staff, or you can become a cabin crew or lead cabin attendant. So lead cabin attendant are the people, when we get into the airplanes, the people who introduce about their airline, about the destination they are going to, about when the flight is going to take off. So this is a person, he or she is a person who is known as a lead cabin attendant. So all of these careers you can explore after doing this hospitality management course, whether you can do it from any college across India. But when it comes to IIHM, I would like to tell you what IIHM offers to all its students when it comes to the quality of education or the degree for that matter. So when you get into IIHM offers you 3 years of dual degree program. Okay, so wherein we give you BA in hospitality management from University of West London. This is our international degree which we offer. We give you BTS degree, which is Bachelor's in Tourism Studies from Iihm. This is an Indian degree. And we give you advanced program in hospitality administration. This is a certificate. This is because since this is a skill-based course, so this is a certification skilled program which we give you, and this is from International Hospitality Council, London. So all of these 3 things you get once you graduate from IIHM. And when we talk about the curriculum of IIHM, so the first year remains basic, wherein we teach you from the scratch about, because you being a fresher, you do not have a deep knowledge about what all the different departments are all about. So to clear that process and to clear that thought in your mind, we start from the scratch, wherein we tell you all the basics of each and every department. So like for hotels, if I talk about, there are 4 core departments, which is front office. One is front office. So as soon as you enter to a hotel, the people who meet you, greet you, process your check-in and checkouts is known under under front office department. The second department, so when you stay in a hotel, when you are there for your vacation, so the room which has been allotted to you, so obviously there are people who clean that room, right? So that particular department, like the person who takes care of your particular room, the maintenance and the cleaning, comes under housekeeping department. When you stay in a hotel, so you obviously have your breakfast, lunch and dinner, and of course you order food sometimes in your room as well. So the people who prepare food for you are known as chefs, and that comes under food production department. The 4th department, and a very important department which we covered today in the session, was food and beverage service department. So this is the department when we order food, whether it is in restaurant, when we dine in a restaurant, or we order food in our room. So the people who serve us the food, whether it is in a room or in a restaurant, comes under food and beverage service department. So these 4 departments clubbing together becomes a hotel altogether. So apart from this, you also study about personality development, grooming, human resource management, sales and marketing, accounts, and entrepreneur as well. So this is a very new subject which we have started last year, which is known as entrepreneurship. So we teach you about entrepreneurship as well. So when you get into second year is divided into 2 parts, which is 6 months of industrial training and 6 months of your classes. So 6 months of industrial training, either you can do it in India from any 5-star hotel, or you can get into any of the international countries. Apart from this, when you get into 3rd year, so 3rd year is basically a specialization year wherein you choose one particular department in which you want to make your career. So entire year you study about that particular subject, and 3rd year itself we get you placed in the industry. In 3rd year, you also have an option to complete your final year from India. If you want to do it from India, you can do it from any of our 8 campuses all across India, or you can get into Germany, Switzerland, and London and complete your final year. When you complete your graduation, and if you think that you want to get into the post-graduation course as well, then you can get into Canada, Germany, Switzerland, and London. So this is all what you get when you get into IIHM. And when we talk about the exposure which you get, so it is like Indian and international exposure both. So to tell you that we also do ODC. So the topic which we covered today was food and beverage service. So ODCs are outdoor catering service. So you can even get into outdoor catering in your like second years and third year, and you go to international countries wherein you execute and wherein you organize the entire show. You meet the top shots clients, the top shot people of the world, right? So if like you go to places like Muscat, you go to Oman, so places like these you go, these are the kind of the opportunities our student gets, wherein they go from IIHM and they represent IIHM, and of course they get hands-on real-time experience in these particular countries. Not only Muscat, Oman, but they go wherever there are big events happening. Our students are the part of those such events, wherein they organize and they execute and they meet and greet all the big people of the world, right? So this is what you get being in IIHM, and this is what I had to share with you all today. So this was about food and beverage service. So I would request each one of you who is watching me today to come and visit our IIHM Delhi campus. For that matter, go and visit the rest of the campuses as well. So like if you are in Bangalore, you can go to our Bangalore campus. If you are in Pune, you can go to a Pune campus and explore and understand as to what quality of education IIHM believes in delivering to its students, and what kind of exposure your child will get once he or she will get into IIHM. So I would like request you to come and explore and meet our director, Mr. Abdullah Ahmed, who is such a motivator, who has so much of passion in him. You come and you meet him. You even meet our faculties. They will take you around. They will tell you more in details about their own specific department. Till then, if you want to know more details about hotel industry, about hospitality management, you can log in on www.iihm.ac.in, or you can call us at 9831050,000, which is our toll-free number, and you can connect with our counselors who are more than happy to assist you with whatever queries you have in regards to the hotel industry. Till then, take care, bye-bye, stay safe, and wish you all the very best for your future. Namaskar, from signing off from IIHM Delhi studio.